Boom, live.
Hey,
Hey, how you doing?
how you doing, brother?
Good.
What's going
Good.
on in DC?
Not much, just a lot of work, man.
Yeah.
Luckily, in this crazy pandemic, yeah, I'm doing Uber Eats, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm on the front line.
You are an essential worker.
Front line, yes.
Yes, and so thank you for being an essential worker. And
Yeah.
I hope that people are listening. The people that are listening recognize that it's no joke to be an essential worker. Number one, and number two, you need to be paid for to compensate you for the risk, and that's a whole nother conversation.
That's a fact. That's a whole nother conversation.
That's a
And we can
whole nother.
definitely have that one.
We need to have it. Maybe we have a follow-up conversation about that, because there's a whole lot that I have to say about it. We're talking about essential workers, but nobody's talking about compensating them. We didn't have any money to help the people in Flint, Michigan, but now all of a sudden we have, thousands of dollars to send to everyone in the public. So let's just
Billions.
go there today. But I'm just saying these are things that we need to talk about. So this month is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I really wanted to have a conversation with you because you are my baby brother. I don't care how old you are, you will always be my baby brother. But you
Hey, I don't mind. As I'm getting older,
you're exactly.
Put baby beside my name, I'm gonna hang on to it.
Ooh, somebody would call me baby anything. But because it's Mental Health Awareness Month, I wanted to have a brief conversation with you, and I know you've got some friends in the room who might chime in as well. But I wanted to have a conversation with you because, number one, you're an essential worker, and number two, you had to deal with two deaths in the family in a very short period of time in the middle of the pandemic. So I wanted to ask you about what that was like for you. So just to bring everyone else up to speed, what happened, and then we could talk about how you're coping with it.
Well, I mean, what happened specifically? Actually, my baby cousin that passed, we didn't really get her tested, but I could argue that it may have been like COVID-19 related because she had an issue when she couldn't breathe. She went into the emergency room, and it was like a blood clot in her lungs. But when they did a blood test, they found out she had cancer over her whole body.
Ooh,
and
wow.
The reason I still say maybe COVID-19, because what's the correct word? Immobilities. That might have been an immobility. That am I saying it right? If you know what I'm talking about? Underlying condition.
Yes.
COVID-19.
Yes. Pre-existing conditions.
Yes. Yeah, I think it's called immobility or something like that. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, that may have been related to COVID-19.
Wow.
And as well as my other cousin that
And how old was this first cousin?
29.
29 years.
Baby cousin. Yes. Wow. She was just in my house the previous summer, hanging out, just doing what we do. You know?
I know.
And now, you know what I'm saying? And now we dealing with this. So
Wow.
And then just what was it? 2 months later. Now I saw my cousin. Rewinding back, I saw my cousin Darlene at the funeral service for my baby cousin. Wow. And now she passes. And what's funny is when I saw her, the first thing that came to my mind was, man, she looked the same as when I used to see her at the family reunion, and I was like 12. I was feeling good. And then all of a sudden, what happened was she's Jehovah's Witness, and she had breast cancer, and she chose not to treat it. So I don't know. I guess that falls under her religion.
Right.
So that's what happened. And basically, she was helping them do stuff at the repast, and her back started hurting, and it got worse and worse, and she couldn't get out of bed. Went to the emergency room, and it was cancer that spread from her breast all over her
body. Wow.
And she went to hospice. She passed like 2 days after that. But I promise you, she looked so radiant and full of life when I saw her just 2 months ago. It lets you know how short and unpredictable life is, right?
That's true. Yeah. None of us are guaranteed our next breath, even, right? We're not guaranteed at all. So tell me first, just given all of that, how have you been dealing with just being an essential worker? What are you doing to take care of yourself?
I mean, I'm masking up. I'm wearing a mask. I wear gloves. I mean, doing everything I can. I mean, what I did was, a strategy I did was, I went from doing Lyft in Uber to just Uber Eats, I would say that's less extended contact with people because it really is handing each other food. You know what I'm saying? In a car, you know, we sit in a car in a closed space. You know,
Yeah.
I was more, you know, at risk to being exposed.
Right.
So just switching to the Uber Eats and then, doing what everybody else doing.
Right.
You know,
Right.
washing my hands twice as much, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What can we do?
Look, I don't know if I'm going to have any fingerprints left with all
I
these
know that's right.
hand washing.
I'm going to be chapped. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. Yeah. So you feel pretty comfortable in your work then. You don't really I mean, you know the risk is there, but I mean, one of the things I know that you mentioned to me is now you just drop the food off. You don't even have contact with people. And
Well, we have contact, but a lot of it, I would say 60% of my deliveries would be leaving door request.
Okay,
Yeah,
so that's how it's working. They're leaving at door. I haven't done Uber Eats since.
It actually benefited me one time because I ordered Uber Eats as a customer at 5 in the morning and I fell asleep.
Oh.
And when I went outside, my food was at the door. Yeah, I thought I was going to be out of luck.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad that you're taking care of yourself. I know sometimes it's hard to mask up and wear gloves, but you got to do it. Got to do it. So, so then now, how are you dealing? And I think I hear some scratching in the background. Your phone.
Oh yeah, I'm take care of that.
Yeah. So, like, what is going on?
Stop shuffling those cards.
Hey, we keeping this conversation real. It's real time, real life. So, so how are you dealing just with the grief then of losing the family members, 2 family members so close together?
Honestly, just taking it one day at a time. Just trying to practice on acceptance. One thing I recognize is how delicate your sense of normality is. Because a lot of people, when they lose people, they change their whole way of living life because they know they can't have the innocent sense of normality that they had. So they be like, you know what? Let me try this. I never wanted to do this before, but I ain't got nothing to lose. Let me do this now because you know what I'm saying, and that's dangerous. So basically, just accepting everything. Because I had the same situation 6 years ago. My mother and my grandmother.
That's right.
Back to back.
Back to back.
Yeah.
Yes, back to back. And that was really, really intense experience. So, just taking it one day at a time. Anything else that you're doing to take care of yourself?
I'm gonna exercise, of course.
Yes, you started.
I got a home gym. Yeah, home gym.
Yeah, you showed me a picture. What motivated you to start your home gym?
Just I always like working out, but a lot of times my schedule don't let me get into the gym. You know what I mean? And now we can't work out at all, right? So in each year, I try to do something I never done before to like make it worth going through all that again. Because sometimes after the summer, I like kind of like slow up a little bit. So one year it was like extreme like dieting. The next year I gave up alcohol and I saw good results. So this year, what I'm trying to do is kind of like put all of those together and have it at home, so I don't miss days. So any other time I would miss days and tell myself I worked out so hard Wednesday, I'm good to Saturday, but that's not necessarily the case. So I'm gonna get in every day, and on the days even when the gym open back up, when I can't make it to the gym, like I told you, I'm still gonna hit it in my house in the morning, like get it out the way, but like I'm done for the day.
You're right.
And I'm fine tune at the gym and do the things. I can't buy everything for the house, so
right.
Some things there, yeah.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. I'm glad that you were motivated to do that, right? And the gym is looking pretty good, I have to say.
I like it, man.
The pictures,
got the little green, got the little football field.
Good little football field at the
Matter
bottom.
of fact, since I sent you the photo, I can got more things. I got 245 plates now. I don't know if I had that when I sent. Yeah, so I'm pretty much good. Yeah, I'm pretty much can almost max out. I got those and the 233s. That's like, what I'm saying, plus the bar. So almost like 185. That's pretty good. That's a heavy set. Yeah. So I got heavy. I got light.
You got light. Yeah. I love it. I love it. All right. Yeah. So you're eating right, or at least
yeah.
And you're exercising. and you're taking all the precautions that you can. And then in terms of grief, just, taking it one day at a time. I love what you said about acceptance, because the thing is, if you say, I can't believe this is happening, that has no transformational value. But if you accept the fact that it has happened, right, then you can do something about it. And it may be, that you work out, that you go exercise, that you do something that that helps you process what has happened. But if you don't accept it, or you say, oh my goodness, I can't believe it, or it was just, so unbelievable, then there's not a whole lot. You're kind of in a tailspin, right?
It's definitely something that has to be embraced, or it can cause further damage down the line.
Right.
I've been through that too.
Yeah.
So,
you get some years under your belt, right? You get some experience in life. It's like life is going to show you one way or the other. So for people that out there that are essential workers, that are just feeling afraid or feeling challenged with what's going on right now with the pandemic, what kind of advice would you give to them, since you are also an essential worker?
I mean, it depends. I mean, pretty much just like do all the proper precautions. And what puzzles me, is people that stay at home and don't even be in contact with nobody and still be coming up positive. I don't know exactly how that works. So with that being said, I would say, be safe. Do not neglect it. But since you're already an essential worker, you already made a pledge, a vow. Don't let it stop you doing what you're doing, because you actually have a purpose. You're helping people. You're helping other people stay in. So by you being out, you probably helping, like, for example, like yesterday I did 33 deliveries. I helped 33 people stay inside that would have went outside and got food. That's so right. At the same time, just understanding what you're doing, protect yourself,
Yeah.
Do what you got to do, because I'm saying you can stay inside, you can feel weird about it, but
Still don't stress, because the stress will take you.
Don't let it really.
Another is, you're negative with corona, but now you have mental issues.
Okay, so I can't hear what you're saying, but pop one on camera and let us know what you're talking about. A couple of friends.
Let's go.
Andrew, this is Andrew. So go ahead. What were you saying?
No, I was just saying for the last point that you were making about, what people can do about, about the stress. Every day they're taking care of, they're being in the house and everything. So it's always good not to stress out, not, like he said, take care of yourself, be safe. But at the same time, over stressing, over worrying will just initiate other issues like our subject we were talking about, mental issues. Even though you're negative with the coronavirus, but you're stressed, you over worrying, be like, oh my God, like there are some people literally like it's great to be cautious, but at the same time, that over exaggerating the situation. And thinking like, what I'm saying, this is it's like thinking of it like it's AIDS or something. Oh, if I catch it, I'm dead. So that type of thought will just literally like will initiate like mental issues. That's what
right. That's right. Yeah. What's really interesting. I love what you said, because the challenge is that the stress causes you to make mistakes or make decisions that cause even more stress. And here's the thing, 80% of the people who have COVID-19 recover.
Exactly.
So it's like, why are we going absolutely crazy? Why not take care of ourselves and do the best that we can in this pandemic, and then just do whatever we can to keep ourselves safe and to keep others safe. So I wanted to keep the call pretty short, but I wanted to just ask you or your friends if you might want to share maybe one thing that you do haven't mentioned to help take care of yourself, either to relieve stress or just something that you do to engage in self-care.
But I think I would like to say something new, but I think I made a pretty decent.
Go ahead.
No,
but I think, keep it 100.
No, I'm gonna keep it 100 too. But I would like to say I think I made a pretty good decision with my career as far as like switching from driving to delivering. Because at the end of the day, at night when I'm in the bed, I feel so relaxed and accomplished. Like I feel it in my legs, everything I've done, and I sleep so much better because I moved around so much. You know what I'm saying? I used to get out the car dizzy because I was sitting down for so long. And that was not good.
Sitting is the new smoking. And you know, I kept talking to you about, I'm like, you got to get out of the car.
Yeah, I think they probably hear me say that to them. Yeah. I've said that too. Yeah, I told them I got it from you. But yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah.
So I think that's what I did for the most part.
That's a good decision.
Of course. I think we always talked about everything I've done.
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna pass it to my friends and see what they got to add. But exercising, the career change I did, I'm giddy right now. I'm happy right now. I am, man, because I'm seeing changes.
Yeah.
I got more energy in the morning when I get up.
Yep.
Right now, I did deadlifts the other day, so I'm sore all over, but it's all good. I'm loving it. So,
I love it.
Yeah, so let's see what Poppy got to say. What are you doing right now? Matter of fact, can you represent the question again?
Okay, no, I mean, I got the question.
You got the question? Okay.
Well, I'm going to keep it real. I'm really skeptical about this disease in the first place. So believe me, I'm not too stressed, and my mental issue is straight on point right now. But honestly, thanks to him, to your brother, we've been working out. All this, all the gyms have been closed. We actually used to go to the gym together when, everything was normal, when the gyms were open. So when everything got closed out, everybody was like, okay, forget the gym. We were just, eating, having a lot of sodas and ginger ale stuff. Nothing else.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's ginger ale.
Turn the camera so I can see him a little bit better. Okay.
Absolutely. Ginger ale soda.
That's ginger ale.
All right, we'll talk about how you need to make that water, but that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So
we're getting baby steps.
Yeah,
I love
we were slacking, yeah. But now, thanks to him, the working out is actually the biggest thing we have done since this corona happened. Like his house is almost fully equipped. So yeah, and we got
a story.
Yeah, we a bunch of dudes, bunch of men, always trying to like out
exercise each other.
Yeah,
right? Of course.
They can also have healthy at the same time.
I gotta tell a story though.
I love it.
I gotta tell a story. It's about Poppy too, and maybe you can offer some help as well.
Okay.
So he from Ethiopia, of course. He's actually my girl's sister's husband.
Okay.
So we've been cool for a minute. But see, in Ethiopia, when they fight each other, they like to kick, right? So, so he always was trying to show off how high he can kick. So one day, at my house, my Petra was here actually too. He put his hand on, was like, "You can't kick my hand." So he kicked his hand. So I did the same thing. I'm 6'2", right? So this dude kicked so high. I was looking up at my hand. I saw his foot go up like this. And next thing I know, his feet went from under him. He fell.
Oh.
And he broke his arm.
Oh.
And we had to rush him to the hospital.
Oh.
But I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna tell you this though. 2 days after he got out, he got his own business, right? He was still doing his delivery, still doing his thing. But maybe you got some advice on the recovery, because he's trying to work out, but there's certain things he can't do. He broke his arm in a weird place. It was his his left arm. It wasn't really his shoulder. It was right here right here.
Humerus.
Humerus?
Yeah. Yes, it is the humerus. So
he thought it was his elbow, but it was actually right here. It was a phantom pain right here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well,
bad.
First of all, the book that I told you about, Ego is the Enemy, all y'all need to read that.
It is. I would check it out. It is. I understand how.
First of all, y'all need to read that book, because that's why you fell in the first place. But the next thing is, there is definitely incorporating breathing in and stretching before you work out, because you need to be aware that you're not pushing the body too much. And then remind me, I will send you a link to Yogi Bihan makes this really incredible balm that's good for helping to heal soft muscle and breaks as well. It's really good for working through pain. So a lot of it is really just being aware. So you take deep breaths in and out, right? And you do that before you start working out, and you stretch before you work out as well. I don't know why.
Normally I do
stretch, but do you stretch?
Guilty confession.
Yeah.
Ever since I've been working out at home, I haven't. Because my gym got this little unique stretch machine, and I always hit it. But I got to do it since I've been working out at home. I haven't stretched. I got
You
to.
have to. You
I
have
will.
to
I
because
will. I will.
that's the number
Yeah.
one way to not only to prevent injury, but also to help with recovery. And the breathing helps you to tap in with the body so that you know you're going too far. And if you're going too far, and then you also need to move slow. If you go fast, you've hurt yourself before you realize you hurt yourself, right? But if you go slow, you can feel as you're going too far.
Here we go with the ego. Here we go with the ego.
Read
As
the book.
you're saying what you're saying,
yes.
I got friends behind the camera you can't see his life. That's what we telling them. They think I go so hard, but they don't understand. I'm a beast.
Yeah, okay, so I'm just saying, I'm just saying ego is the enemy.
No. This
Read
is
the
all
book.
I'm saying.
Read the book.
When I say I'm a beast, I don't mean that. What I'm trying to say is they make me think I'm a beast. Yeah. Because what is normal to me, since they don't work out yet the way I do, they think I'm pushing myself. But if I was to do less than that, I'll be wasting my time.
Okay, I'm not saying
this
that
is a fact.
I'm not saying that you do less. I'm just saying that you incorporate breathing and stretching, right? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So Petra didn't have a chance to say what he did to take care of himself. So can you flip the camera around?
Oh, Petra?
Yeah, Petra.
Oh, yeah, Petra, come over here for a second.
Petra, come tell the
I want to get you in the light, Petra. I want to get you in the light.
He's trying to be in the dark, but he's not trying to show.
There you go.
Don't nobody, you can't hide when you on a call with me, right?
No, you can't. She gonna get you. Go ahead. Hold it right there. There you go.
How you doing?
All right. Hey.
There we go.
All right. So you've hidden long enough. So I want to know. So what do you do to take care of yourself? And do you have any, thoughts and feelings about what we're dealing with now with the pandemic?
Well, what's going on right now is so you know how before everything, all this, everybody was busy with their life and everybody can get caught up in life and stuff, right? So I feel like this is a good time to catch up with like friends and family members, especially if you're
social distancing.
Yes, it is social distancing, but it is close.
Nah, let me stop.
But you can video call like we're video calling now.
Like now. Like, we can catch up. It's always because, especially during this time, people's going through a lot of hard times right now. So, connecting with family members, can help because the people that know you the closest is actually your family members. So whatever you're going through, I feel like those are the people that you can go to and talk to or whatever it is. They're always gonna be there.
I've been I've been quarantining so hard, and I would say successful. I'm not even in a rush for everything to open back up. I've been intermediate fasting every day.
I'm enjoying.
I've been working.
Time.
I've been getting benefits because of the COVID, but my job has been booming.
Right, got it.
Thank God. I mean, you know what I'm saying.
Well, maybe we'll find a new way to be moving forward because a lot of the way we were behaving was not making sense to me. So, but anyway, getting back to the original question, how do you take care of yourself?
How do you take care of yourself?
I mean, like I said, I know this social distancing, but I still try to keep even though there's social distancing, I'm still trying to keep in touch with people, that I haven't heard for so long, That's me taking care of myself though. Physically. Like still okay, physically.
No, we actually talking about mental.
We are talking about
mentally.
I don't know.
Yeah, so that's
be more specific, Phyllis. We talking about physical or mental right now?
Because it's mental health awareness.
Are we talking about in general?
It's mental health awareness, but it's no one can tell if that's how you help yourself mentally, then it's valid. I just wanted to make sure I got everything.
I just want to make sure you understood.
Because I mean, I think that reaching out to family and friends, like I just realized I just lost one of my great aunts, and she was the last great aunt on that side of the family. And I'm like, I have another great aunt that I haven't called. Right. So I'm like, I need to call her and talk to her, and think about the other people that I need to reach out to and how much better they will feel to hear from me as well. And like, we don't talk as much. Right. So we're having conversation about we need to get together.
And I know there's stories that you guys just shared that you experienced with your loss that your family members have stories that maybe that you've never heard and y'all would like to share about it. Like stuff like that, to help with cope. Because I'm pretty sure, you know, everybody lose like at least one person in their family or like close to them before, and it's tough. It's very tough, and the best way to feel better is actually to talk about you know, things that you went through with that person, like, you know, keep their spirit alive, you know, keep them alive while you keeping each other company and alive too. So.
That's right. That's a very, very important aspect because people that struggle with
right there, I like that. That was so deep.
And for me personally, to add to that, for me as far as dealing with grief, I like tackling stuff. For example, my other sister Tammy, I know you know Tammy, and it up until like 2 years ago, she could not even drive on the street where my mother's house was.
Yeah.
I always went right there when it happened because I knew if I didn't do it, it was gonna become like a monster. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be, you know what I mean? And
that's
I know,
exactly.
and even though I tried what I did as far as the house go, I told my father this. I told a lot of people this. Two trips to go to North Carolina was my first time going to North Carolina and not getting depressed.
Wow.
Because they got to see everything in North Carolina every day and form that new sense of normality. But me, every time I went back in time.
Right.
To when I was going to the funeral, to when I was dealing with the hospital before then. So, I mean, you know, I'd only seen everything you see every day like 6 times since then.
Right.
And it triggers something in me every time I go. But for the last time I went, time before that, what's the last time I went? I think actually the last time. It was the first time I was telling everybody this. I feel good. I feel like I can like move forward and I want to hang out in North Carolina and it just don't feel like I'm depressed. And, you know what I'm saying? It's not like the post-apocalyptic of my life in North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? That's what it felt like. It was like
because you chose to face it, and that's the whole point. Struggling, we act like, oh, I'm okay. No, it's fine. Or, oh, I don't want to deal with that. But actually dealing with it and going through the pain and having the cry or having the feeling, whatever, that actually helps you to heal. And
definitely helps you to heal.
Yes.
And if I could say, reverse engineering my theory, me not being in North Carolina, those, you know, off and on showed me how that was very important. Because when I went back, I was going back in time because I couldn't embrace what I wasn't around.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So there we go. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Fact.
Wisdom.
I couldn't embrace what I wasn't around. So every time I went, it hit me again. And finally, just now, in 2019, my mother passed in 2014. I'm just now like, okay, North Carolina doesn't make me feel bittersweet and depressed now.
Thank you so much for saying that, because so many people think that the grieving process is, you know, it's been 6 months, get over it. And no, grieving happens in waves and it comes and it goes. There's no time limit for that, you know? There's no.
Life is a cycle, man. Everything
exactly.
you experience with those people got to hit you.
Yeah.
It ain't going to hit you all at once.
Yeah.
And it's going to affect you without them now, you know?
Exactly.
It's a new experience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, I just want to thank you all so much for sharing, dropping wisdom from my baby brother and his posse.
And the crew.
Hey, what's up? Thank you so much for sharing. I know that whatever you share is going to help other people as well to process. I just want to put as many voices out there as possible. And maybe we can get together and have another conversation about something else in the near future.
We will, man. I like this.
Yeah, let's do it.
We can even go, you on Instagram, right?
I'm on IG, yep.
We can go live on Instagram and do the same thing.
Okay.
Well, right?
Okay.
Just to broaden the audience.
Absolutely.
And, you know, why not? Facebook, you can go live on everything now.
You can go live on everything. That's right.
Let's do it.
All right, baby brother. Thanks so much. Take care.
Be safe.
Love y'all. Bye-bye.